you seem to be a fan of bad films, Joe.
Oh, I love bad films.
What is the worst film that you have watched?
The worst film?
But like,
Hmm.
you know, in the way that you
The
still enjoyed it because it was bad.
hmm. That's an interesting question. I'm trying to think because I'm leaning towards saying Twilight here, but I feel like there might be something worse out there. Oh, okay. I have two I want to talk about here. One of them is Twilight. I could talk about Twilight for hours. It is so comedically shitty. Like,
I
I
agree.
just want, firstly, there's the blue filter. For those of you who don't know, Twilight, the first film, for some reason, they put like this shitty blue tint over everything in it. There's just no reason for it. But if you take the blue tint off, it looks like, like a high school drama class production. So it needs to be there. But for some reason, they decide this shitty blue tint. Every character in it's awful. There are three likable characters. There is so much to talk about with Twilight. But the other one, which I also really love, I want to talk about, is what's it? Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, which one is that again?
Okay. Now, this is so Mission Impossible, the franchise, the most recent. Well, basically, the thing they sell them off is Tom Cruise does his own stunts, right?
Yeah.
He also is a Scientologist, but um, so he does his own stunts, and the big thing they sell it off is one big Tom Cruise did this stunt per film, right? Like Tom Cruise actually climbed up the side of the skyscraper in the desert using suction pads, right? And the new ones do that, and they're all action films, right? The new ones, and
Yeah, yeah.
they're high budget now.
Yes.
But the thing you need to understand is Mission Impossible 1 was not like this. Mission Impossible 1 was a very serious spy film. Or not necessarily serious, not necessarily spy film, but it was like a heist movie. And it took itself seriously.
Yes.
The later ones do not. Mission Impossible 2 is where the change came in. So, if you watch them in order, you watch Mission Impossible 1, which is like this serious heist film. Then you get to 2, and it's all the same characters. But it's like this kind of low budget action film. It's not actually even that low budget, but it's just like there's a scene in Mission Impossible 2 where two dudes drive motorbikes up ramps opposite each other, do a jump off them, leap off their motorbikes, and meet midair and punch each other.
Yeah, like the a cliche action movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like Fast and Furious, right?
Oh
But it's also
God,
like
yeah.
specifically too, the budget isn't quite high enough for them to have proper action scenes because you know how some films have that slightly floaty action where some does a flip, but it's kind of like it almost feels slow mo, but it's full speed.
Yes, like you can tell that they're tethered.
Yeah, because they don't have high enough budget to not, right?
Yes.
That's the feel Mission Impossible 2 has. And you need to understand, you're going into this and you're seeing this with the character who you just saw in the first film, which was a serious heist film, and you're getting these wild fucking action scenes featuring the same characters who you just watched pull off a serious heist. And it is the most surreal thing. It is so good. And the later ones are also good, but it kind of wears off a bit there because their budget seems to get a bit higher. The action looks better at least, and
Yes.
you've kind of settled into it's like an action film now. But the jump
Yeah.
from 1 to 2 is wild.
I'm an avid Mission Impossible fan. Personally, I prefer James Bond, but like
Hmm.
I'm not opposed to Mission Impossible. It does feel
I
like
respect.
all of the action movies are sort of converging and like
Oh yeah, yeah,
merging to be the same sort of plot, and they don't
yeah,
take themselves seriously anymore. Like it's all just funny joke, haha.
yeah,
It's very much banter, and
yeah,
it all feels the same. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, they're still like fine
yeah,
from like a regular viewer. I still enjoy them, but from
yeah,
like an actual critical standpoint, they're not creative, really.
yeah.
And
I will say that's why I bring up Mission Impossible as shitty good, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's someone out there who really enjoys Mission Impossible, like, genuinely as a good film, right?
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily awful, but, like, I watch Mission Impossible, and, like, it's not, like, so bad it's good in the same way something like The Room is, right? It's because it's not technically really a bad film. The technical side of it is well filmed, right? It's just the film feels like it's a little bit. The film doesn't feel like a high quality film, right? It's shitty in the sense that, like, the production value is mostly there, but the actual film itself feels a bit shitty, I
Yes,
guess.
the writing just isn't really
Yeah.
there.
I think it's like, not every film needs to be like highbrow, right? But it is very, very funny that they are some of them that aren't. Though I do kind of wish there were like, I wish there were more big movies that took themselves a bit more seriously sometimes.
Marvel is a huge example. Like
Yeah,
I just wish that Marvel could have serious scenes. But like you've
yeah.
got a serious emotional scene and a character just throws in a funny gag. It ruins the moment.
Well, that just happened.
Yeah,
No.
literally just like that. I feel like Marvel's gone downhill. A, ever since Disney acquired it.
Hmm.
B, ever since Stan Lee died.
Yeah. I will say, like, I still enjoy Marvel films. I find them very enjoyable still. But it is also like, it feels like they're scared of trying to make a genuinely cool scene without a joke because they think people will look and go, "This is cringe" or something, right?
Yeah,
And it's like, I don't always want to feel like it's a joke, you know?
it's it feels okay. It feels like it's being written for like 15, 16 year olds, teenagers, but not
Yeah,
like young teenagers who
yeah.
doesn't remember what it's like to be a teenager
Hmm.
or has no idea what teenagers are like.
Yes. Actually, there's a film I want to bring up now.
Uh-huh.
It's Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Okay.
But, like, there's a genuine link here. Trust me.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, it sounds like it should be shit, right?
Yeah.
I love that film. It is like. Now, the thing is, it's kind of ridiculous. And it kind of knows it, right? Like, it's fucking Abraham Lincoln hunting vampires. And
It
the
sounds
action in
fun.
it,
It sounds
the
fun.
action in it's weird. Like, it has the same sort of, you can tell they're tethered thing. There's a scene where a man throws a horse at someone else.
Oh.
A vampire throws a horse at Abraham Lincoln while they're fighting on top of horses in a stampede. And just the general fighting thing that he spins the axe so much. He hunts vampires with an axe, don't question it. But the reason I bring it up, and it might be hard to believe this after what I've just said, the film takes itself seriously. The film is good and the film works because the concept is absurd. The action is so out there, right?
Yeah.
But the film, like, it works. Like, the film isn't cracking gags from every corner or whatever. It's like, it's a genuinely good and, like, well-made and, like, interesting film where the character invest in it, you get invested and immersed in the world, because the characters take it seriously. This is their world. And sure, it's completely absurd from an outside perspective that it's Abraham Lincoln hunting vampires. And sure, the action's, like, insane. But, like, the film isn't afraid to, like, take itself seriously. And it makes it work so well. Like, this, like, I'm not joking when I say, like, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. It's a film I bring up every time, like, shitty films are discussed. Because by every right it should be shitty, but it's really just not. Like, it's genuinely a good film, and I actually recommend it so much.
Yeah. Shitty films are controversial. You know what else is
Yes.
controversial?
What?
The Doors versus Wheels debate.
Ooh,
Do you
please tell
think
me more.
do have you heard of this?
I have.
For those that don't know what this debate is, a while back, Twitter invented something horrifying as it usually does. Someone decided to ask, on the planet Earth, are there more doors or are there more wheels? And
Hmm.
immediately everyone went, well, obviously there's more wheels, right? Like cars have more. Cars have 4 wheels. Uh, chairs have lots of wheels, and then you realize cars have at least 4 doors. Office buildings exist, which have lots of office chairs, but also lots of doors. What really constitutes a door at this point? Like, is my window actually a door if I can open it wide enough? What constitutes a wheel? Like, is it just a circle that spins around an axis? Because if so, are cogs wheels? And if cogs are wheels, then watches and clocks, yeah, and it just goes downhill. And if
this is fucking with me.
Okay, and if it is truly just something that revolves around an axis, then electrons revolve around an axis, and
you are not saying the electrons are wheel.
I mean, aren't they? Because if it truly is just something that revolves around an axis, then it's definitely more wheels.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then if we go back and we say wheels are wheels, don't be an idiot, don't make them cogs, then okay, boats have no wheels. They have lots of doors. Cruise ships have doors. Lots of doors, no wheels though.
But like shopping trolleys.
Shopping trolleys, yeah, they don't have any doors. They have wheels.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shopping trolleys.
Okay, do sliding doors count as doors though?
I mean, yeah, that's another thing. How do we define a door? Is it just something that opens, like a barrier that separates 2 rooms or 2 areas?
And let's say your sliding door like slides on wheels at the bottom. Do those count as wheels because they are part of a door? Are those wheels as well as a door?
I don't know. It's a crazy discussion.
Is a double door 2 doors or 1 door?
I would say that's 2 doors.
I think I'd agree. What about like a saloon door? Is that 2 or 1? Is that even a door?
Well, no, because technically it doesn't completely separate 2 areas. Okay, but if we say that it truly is, a door is something that separates 2 areas, cell membranes separate 2 areas, and we have a lot of cells. Okay, every person has in the like billions of cells, and every cell has a cell membrane. Plants
but
have
red blood cells are round and move, like a wheel.
But they don't rotate about an axis. Obviously, we're not using that definition because otherwise wheels would obviously win because of electrons.
Yeah, we can't go cell membranes or doors without saying electrons or wheels.
Yes. So yeah, if we go back again and say doors are doors, don't be an idiot.
Okay.
Wheels are wheels, don't be an idiot. You really don't know, because okay, cars have 4 wheels, right?
Yes.
They also have 4 doors.
Okay.
But do they have 5 doors because of the boot or the trunk? And if they do, then that's fine, because does the steering wheel count as a wheel in this situation?
It has wheel in the name.
It has wheel in the name, but it doesn't function as a wheel.
But surely also if we count the boot as a door, we have to count like the bonnet or hood as a door.
Yeah. But also sports cars are a thing, and they only have 2 doors plus the bonnet. So that's 3 doors.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's a mind fuck.
This is messing with me.
Yes. So yeah, that's a thought.
I'm looking at my room and like thinking about how everything here is a wheel or a door.
Yes. Let's move on from that. So Joe, you showed me a microphone.
Oh yeah.
You showed me a microphone that you used for quite a while.
I did. I did use this thing.
Okay, so for the video listeners, it's on screen now. For the audio listeners and video listeners, you probably won't see this until I describe it. Okay, so it's a microphone, right? Except, see the stand? It looks like the face of a transformer. You've got the two blue eyes and you've got the wrinkles on the forehead. You see it now, right? So what's that in the transformer's mouth?
Well, I think it's obvious.
Is clearly sucking a penis.
I hate to admit it, but he is right.
Yeah.
I used this microphone for so long. It works like weirdly well as well. Like the microphone works.
It's how can it not? It's such a legendary design.
God, I don't even know what to say. It's just Transformers on your dick, isn't it?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I support it.
I also support it. In a straight way though. Like, not I'd do it the same, but
oh yeah, we are totally straight men.
There's nothing wrong with it.
The totally straight men support homosexuality.
We do. While we're talking about audio, what are your opinions on on-ear headphones? You've got over-ear headphones, which are the best kind of headphones.
Yeah, I'm currently using in-ears.
Those are also fine. On-ear headphones are kind of in the middle, because they sit on your ears.
Okay.
What do you think? Because I've got a very certain opinion that I'm going to share after you.
Here's my take on them. If I was like gaming as a gamer, you know, I'd want to use like over-ear headphones, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm listening to music, I generally use in-ear headphones, right? But on-ear headphones, like, they're like the headphones that I'd feel more comfortable using, like, to listen to music, right? Like, if I was on my phone listening to Spotify, right?
Yeah.
It would feel a little, like, having over-ear headphones for that would be, like, if I'm out and around, would feel a little weird to me because they're so big and they're, like, bulky, right? Whereas on-ears are, like, the sort of headphones I feel like I could actually use for that. The ones I just choose in-ears. I don't know, they're kind of middle ground. Like, I can see their appeal, but, like, I'd rather just have in-ears and over-ears.
Okay. That's a fair enough opinion. Here's my take.
Yes.
I hate on-ear headphones.
Please elaborate.
They crush my ears. They, like, good headphones need to have that the clamp force, right?
Yeah.
On-ear headphones usually have the clamp force, except they're sitting on your ears, so they crush your ears against your head, and the not the bone, the cartilage gets pretty sore, you know? So I just hate them. It's like, I like over-ear headphones with big cushions so that my ears can fit inside of them, and they also create a much better seal for that, you know, good bass.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on communism?
Okay, I have thoughts on communism. I like it. Communism good. No, my thoughts are a bit more complex than that. Generally communism so far has not worked, right?
Yes.
But like, I still think that the general idea of it to me seems like the ideal system. And it's kind of like, I look at it and go like, I realize it is not it is difficult to make effective in the way the world is. But I also don't think like, I can't look at a system that essentially says everyone gets what they need and like say that's a bad thing. I realize that in its implementation it's not like that, but I'm unable. But honestly, like, I think that, you know, it's like believe in things idealistically, but to vote practically, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
Like, I wouldn't want to, like, although I'm going to vote and like take action in ways I think will be effective in the current world, I'm not willing to change my beliefs so that I believe in to match that, because it's like I want to believe in what I want from an ideal world, whether or not that is possible currently.
Yeah, communism is very poorly executed,
Hmm.
but also it does on yeah, theoretically, it's a super cool idea. Like
Hmm.
everybody gets that minimum pay, that they need to survive. And everybody is more or less equal. There's not the 1% that are sucking up all the money and funneling it towards them.
Yeah, hate them. Except you, Jeff Bezos. Love you, baby.
It's just badly executed, and also it
Yeah.
breaks down a little bit when
Hmm.
I probably don't have enough of an understanding, but that makes me qualified to talk about it.
Hell yeah.
It breaks down when you realize that there's people that are working high earning and high effort jobs, such as doctors,
Hmm.
who would be earning the same amount as somebody who is, maybe a waiter or
Hmm.
a bin man or a cashier.
Okay, I guess that's where I kind of disagree to an extent. It's like I follow that those need less training and less skills to do, right?
Yeah.
But they still need time, and they still need work and effort.
Yes.
And it's like, to me, I realize that like technically you could say a doctor like provides a more valuable service to society or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you need people working basically every job, right?
Yes, you do.
Well, there's some that you don't, but those jobs shouldn't exist. Um, I'm not talking about. By the way, I'm not. What I'm talking about there are things like CEO. Well, I mean, there's existences that should work, but you get what I mean. It's like people are just making money off the people below them and basically not working. Those jobs I don't think should exist.
Okay.
Um, but like, I'm not entirely comfortable with the like idea that there's that like a job is inherently more valuable than another, because it's like they all need to be done for society to function. And although being a doctor takes way more training, and I really respect people who do that, and like it's a difficult job, I'm not necessarily sure I agree that like you need to be compensated better for it, I guess. Because like if all your needs are met by like the society, and note that when I say needs I don't mean the bare minimum to survive, I mean enough that you are happy and you feel like you have enough. I don't necessarily see why certain people need to have more in that situation.
That's fair enough. But I get that. Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. The I think the problem with communism actually is not the concept, it's people. Because
Mm,
people are greedy and they
yeah,
always want more. They
yeah,
always want more than everybody else.
yeah,
So no one's gonna. Equality is basically impossible when it comes to socioeconomics because
yeah,
everybody wants to be the 1%.
yeah,
And I mean, Joe, you said that CEO in some situations shouldn't exist. So
yeah.
let me pose you this question:
Okay.
what do you think about the idea that the top 1%, the likes of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos,
Yeah,
your loving husband, don't actually like deserve their wealth?
I agree.
Why?
Very simply, like to get that much money, right? You have to do that by like pushing other people down. Essentially, there's no such thing as becoming wealthy without someone else paying the price for it.
Uh huh.
And I don't think you should have that much more than everyone else if you make other people pay for it. You know, if you get me. It's like to me, it seems like to do the actions that will get you that much money inherently means that you are like not worthy of having that money. It's kind of fucked. What about you?
I had a very good defense for that until your point. I was gonna say,
Hmm.
um, they they have a lot of money, but they put in the work for that money. They
Hmm.
they had that idea. Actually, this still stands. They had the idea for the business plan, the thing that's making them this much money now.
I do follow that. It's like, to me, the issue I always find with it is that, like, the reason that plan worked to me seems to be because, essentially, they did a lot of very fucked up things. Like, much as I love him, Jeff Bezos does make people piss in bottles in Amazon warehouses.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a problem for you. Like, that's a turn on for
Yeah.
you, right?
I'd piss the balls for him any day. Can I say that?
Yeah, in a straight way.
Yeah, it's a straight way. Well, no, it's like.
What are the things would you do in a bottle? If Jeff, it's early morning, or maybe it's in the evening, and Jeff comes up to you, he hands you a bottle, and he goes.
I am not sure how that would logistically work. I'm not going to lie to you. What sort of a bottle are we talking?
Just a standard bottle, but okay, maybe it's got a bit of a funnel at the top. It still narrows. Okay. For that, I suggest. Okay, do you know what waffle stomping is?
Mickey. This is not a talking point, by the way. He just invented this.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what waffle stomping is, it's basically. Do we have? What?
Does this need explained on our podcast?
Yes, and it's fine because you can censor this entire thing if you want.
Oh yeah.
If it's censored on YouTube, it won't be on Spotify.
Oh God.
So waffle stomping is basically when you.
Yep.
So yeah, would you if Jeff comes up to you, he hands you a bottle with a funnel and he goes, would you waffle stomp it down, or would you not?
Those are the only two options.
Yes, those are the only two options.
You know what? Anything for my love, Jeff Bezos.
I mean, you are getting half his money, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, honestly, I'd probably do worse things for that much money. Which also ties into the previous thing, actually. Like, I mean, yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
As much as, we like to
look
at ourselves and say we're good people, we aren't greedy. We are.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If someone offered you half of Jeff Bezos's money,
I'd take it.
Kill a person, would you do it?
To kill a person?
Yes. That's the worst thing I could come up with at that point.
That's a really interesting question. Who am I killing? Some random person I've never met?
Yes. You don't know them. They're
How am I going to get away with it?
Yes, you get away with it.
Probably, yeah.
See? We're all inherently bad people. Because I fucking would.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing, though, is that, we currently live in an unequal society, right? And sure, I dislike the people who are, the top 1%, right? I dislike that. But it's also, we live in an inherently unequal society, and you don't want to be the one on the bottom of that.
Yeah. Because we're competitive, and even, socioeconomic standing is a competition, even though it's, not designed to be.
Okay, I'd argue it kind of is.
Designed to be a competition?
Yeah.
In what way?
Yeah, because I think that the whole competitive aspect of that is pushed by corporations and pushed by the society and pushed by the government at the will of corporations to make them more money.
That's a good point. I can't deny that. Okay, hang on. Here's another one for you. Would you, instead of eating a person, killing a person, would you eat a person for half of Jeff Bezos' money?
I'm actually not sure on that one. I'm actually really not sure on that one.
They're not raw or anything. You can cook them however you like, but you still have to eat the person.
I'm actually really not sure how to answer that one.
You are getting half of Jeff Bezos's money, by the way.
Yeah, that's so much. I've got to be honest. I think both this and the other one there are situations like I kind of couldn't really answer unless I was actually in, if you get me. Because there's definitely the temptation there, but I don't know whether it would outweigh it.
I would. This is one of the scenarios
Yeah.
that I would engage in cannibalism.
Yes.
How about you, Crows? Are you avid cannibals? If I served up a gourmet child of yours, or a
Mm.
or gourmet ancestor of yours, would you chow down?
I actually have a very specific scenario I want to ask you for that. Okay, well, let's start with the basics though.
Okay.
Other than eating the rich, would you eat someone who was dead if you were like stranded on a desert island and they were the only food? I'm assuming they have died recently and not of anything that's going to kill you. You can't.
Yes. Yeah. Probably.
Also, probably.
Yes. Yeah. I probably would if it meant my survival and if it meant that my. I mean, at that point, if I'm like hungry enough and starved enough to eat this person, my situation is pretty desperate, and I'm guessing I probably.
Yeah.
My instincts have taken over at that point.
Yeah. I think there's a high chance I would as well. That's the most basic one, obviously. But the Jeff Bezos one is really interesting. I actually don't know how to answer it because it's like that isn't when you're starving. That's just when you're like normal. You have to make the choice.
Yes, it's very conscious, and you
Yeah.
have to live with it.
Yeah.
But also at that point, it's like, oh, I guess I'll have to deal with
Yes.
crimes.
Let me
in
wipe
new
my
lot.
eyes. Let me wipe my eyes with these $100 bills.
Yeah.
No, I have a very specific scenario that I'm very curious about for this though. Let's say you have a friend, right?
Okay.
They get into a like car crash, right?
Uh-huh.
And their leg has to be amputated. That really sucks for them, right?
Yes.
But the hospital lets them keep the leg. And they're like, and they like call you up one day and they're like, hey, the hospital let me keep my leg. It's all good. I am doing a barbecue. Do you want to try human meat? Keep in mind, they are very willingly offering you this. They are alive. The leg was not like took illegally or anything. They like were given it by the hospital. Would you try human meat? There's no like cost either way. It's just the opportunity to try it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, in many countries, this is illegal. If we, negate that fact, which, if this situation actually occurred, I would probably negate this fact.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their leg. They're fully consenting.
Yeah.
It's basically a once in a lifetime opportunity. I might
Yeah.
as well.
I honestly would as well. Like, I know I do much, but it's like it'd be interesting to know, right?
Yeah. My only concern would be that I then got a taste for human.
Dude. To be fair though, how good can it taste, right?
Yeah, probably worse than chicken.
And also, wouldn't it be like a funny origin story? I ate my friend's leg after they got the car crash once, and then they got a taste for human flesh.
Honestly, that would be the best origin story that Marvel's come out with in a long time.
Dude, imagine the next villain they drop is just you.
My full legal name as well. They set it at my home address.
They fully dox you. You don't even know. But no, yeah. I'm still thinking about the Jeff Bezos one though, because like it's a lot of money.
If you had that much money, would you be charitable? What are your thoughts on charity?
Okay. Setting up charity sounds like a lot of work. I feel like if I had that much money, I would at least. If like I would have you have basically no responsibilities once you have that much money, but I feel like giving it away is one of them.
Yeah. Personally, I hate charity.
Oh yeah.
Especially.
Why? Please tell me more.
Well, those children, they can deal with it.
Yeah.
It's my money.
I can see that.
So, like
that you aren't legally by eating a person.
Yeah. Exactly. If you have heart disease, maybe I'll, toss a couple of pennies your way, but you're in it by yourself. If you have cancer, I'm sorry. I will donate my money to you.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
We're the Totally Straight Guys.
Keep squawking.
That was
crows.
a wild ride. Goodbye.
Goodbye.